Have you ever wondered why some individuals are more successful than others? Is it because they have some magic wand or because they have more money and more resources than others? Not really, it's not a secret. They simply think and act more effectively than others. You Can Win is one of the best inspirational books I've ever come across, so I strongly suggest everyone to read. I'm going to talk through 3 of my favorite ideas from this book that I absolutely love. The trademark title of the book is Winners Don't Do Different Things, They Do Things Differently. But what are those things that winners do differently? They form the habits of doing things that losers don't like to do. Now, what are those things that losers don't like to do? These are exactly the same things that winners don't like to do either, but they do them anyway. Losers don't like to get up early in the morning, and guess what? Winners don't like to get up early either, but they get up anyway. Losers don't like to work hard, and winners don't like to work hard either, but they work hard anyway. Does an athlete always like to go for practice? Probably not, but he does it anyway. Some things need to be done whether we like them or not. For example, mother caring for their young children. It's not always fun and even painful at times, but they learn to like the task. And when we do that, the impossible becomes possible. So the first favorite idea is learn to like the things that are necessary and then the things that are possible by doing them anyway, and suddenly you will be doing the impossible. A lot of books will tell you what to do. The author takes a different approach here, and that is, why don't you? I believe most people already know what to do. If you ask people on the street, they'll give you all the right answers, but ask them if they're doing it. Probably not. So what do you think is missing here? Motivation? Can you really motivate anybody to do stuff? No. You will draw your motivation from your experiences yourself, but whether you do it positively or negatively, it's up to you. I'm reminded of a story of 2 brothers. One was a drug addict and a drunkard who frequently beat up his family, and the other was a very successful businessman who was respected in society and had a wonderful family. Now, how could 2 brothers raised by the same parents, brought up in the same environment, be so different? The first brother was asked, what makes you do what you do? You're a drug addict, a drunk, and you beat up your family. Where do you get your motivation from? He said, my father. He was then asked, what about your father? He said, my father was a drug addict, a drunk, and he beat his family. What do you expect me to be? This is what I am. The second brother was asked, how come you're doing everything right? Where do you get your motivation from? And guess what he said? My father. He said, when I was a little boy, I used to see my dad drunk and doing all the wrong things, so I made up my mind that that's not what I'm going to be. Both brothers derived their motivation from the same source, but one was using it positively, another negatively. Let me give you a more contemporary example that you can resonate with. Imagine that you've been working out for a couple of months and one day you get on the weighing scale and you get mad because the number hasn't changed. You start cursing your workout, you don't take pride or feel about the good things that have happened to you only because you've been working out. Your eating habits have changed, you feel more active and you're sleeping better, but you don't care about those. Why? Just because you didn't lose the kilos? Losing weight can be an evolutionary process. Just acknowledge that and change your focus to the better things that your body is experiencing. Looking for the positives in everything and everyone is a lot like digging for gold. When you go digging for gold, you have to move tons of dirt before you get to the gold, but when you go digging, you don't go looking for the dirt, you go looking for the gold. Though sometimes it may not be apparent that there is something positive in every person and situation, but we have to dig deep to look for the positive. You've got to become a gold digger, change your focus, look for the positive, and that's my second favorite idea. If you ask most people what is their one major objective in life, they'll give you some vague answer such as, I want to be successful, I want to be happy, I want to be rich, make a good living, and that's it. Those are just wishes and none of them is a clear goal. The third big idea is to have a clear goal because only then we can practically achieve them. First of all, you've got to be specific about your goal. I want to lose weight is a wishful thinking. It becomes a goal when you pin yourself down to I will lose 10 pounds in 90 days. Your goal must be measurable, which means it should be quantifiable. I want to be happy. Is it a goal? No, because happiness is a state of mind. Can we convert it into a measurable goal? Yes. How? By asking, what will give me happiness? If I spend an hour a day with my family, that will give me happiness. Now it's measurable. If you can't measure it, you can't achieve it. And very importantly, your goal must be achievable and realistic. If your goal is to lose 50 pounds in 30 days, you're being unrealistic and it's not achievable. And lastly, it needs to be time bound. It's important to set a starting date and a finishing date to reach your goal. In short, your goals must be smart. I can tell you, man, smart goals are easier to achieve. And those were my 3 favorite ideas from this book. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, then please subscribe.